Hey, welcome back to Rada's Room. This is another tutorial from my cousin Kendall, and today we're going to learn how to draw the body. My cousin wants to learn how to create characters for her own stories, so I thought I'd help her out. Getting straight to it, you can see that I use a whole bunch of basic shapes to make up the body. And you know me, we always got to warm up before we get to work, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Of course, we get started with circles. Nice and easy, nice and simple. Just get the flow moving in your hand. Helps you get your wrist and your arm and your shoulder warmed up. So you want to make some nice small circles and then some big ones. You just keep it going. After we practice flow, we're going to practice a little bit of structure. So we're going to start making some squares. I like trying to do it in one line or one go, so I try my best to just be quick, not try to make anything perfect, but just practice the movement of making a square or a rectangular shape, and just some structure in general. Then of course, after squares, we're going to move on to triangles. Again, we're going to make various sizes, like some small ones, some larger ones, and try your best to not make it perfect or try not to make anything too beautiful. I mean, you can if you want, but you just want to warm up here. All right, so now we're going to look at the body. As you can see, we got a lot of circles in here. We have a circle for the head, a circle for the shoulders, for the elbows, and pretty much all the joints. Then we have triangles for the feet here, and we have squares and rectangles. So you can basically see how shapes make up the body. In the last video, we used basic shapes to make a head. We used a circle, we used a rectangle, and then we used a triangle. Basically, shapes are used to create forms. So when drawing someone, we typically measure how tall they will be with their head. On average, a regular person would be about 7 to 8 heads tall. So all you do is start with one circle for the head size, and then just keep drawing about 6 more or 7 more, and that's how tall your character or whoever you're trying to draw will be. So once you draw out your circles and you see how tall your character is going to be, then you want to start mapping out where the body parts are going to be. Usually, the legs will begin right in the middle. Now, the shoulders will begin a little bit below the first circle where the head is, because of course you want to give a little bit of space for the neck, but you can play around with where the shoulders begin. But once you get the shoulders in place, then you can start mapping out the rest of the body. So the legs are going to take up the bottom half. The knees are going to be in the middle of this bottom half. And then you also want to keep in mind some space for the feet. So with the arms, I usually think about where the hands are, and then I'll work backwards from there.
Put them in good hands.
A rule of thumb is that the wrist would usually be where the legs begin, so the hands would start there, and halfway from that is your elbow. So once you can see the entire shape of your character, you would pretty much just want to clean up. just erase whatever you don't need, like the lines that were helping you structure everything, and just start kind of like adding in some more details. So we know people don't actually look like a box or a robot, so once we start cleaning up these edges of the rectangles, we want to start curving out and connecting the dots. And of course, you want to keep in mind that for the legs and even the arms too, you want to make sure that it's going from thick to thin. Like we have the thicker part of the body or the thicker part of the arm and leg, and then we have the thinner part. I've seen some people keep the width consistent for the arms and legs. I've even seen some characters with their arms and legs going from thin to thick. You know, I've seen all types of stuff. You know, it's whatever style you want, but if you want to do something correct or something that looks normal, then thick to thin. You want to do thick to thin. So now I'm rounding out the squares and erasing the circles and making these look like legs. I believe that once you know how to create the shape of a body, or pretty much such in this way, like using these shapes, the circles, the squares and triangles, and just being simple as possible, and then you're able to get to this frame here, then I think you can just use a reference and you can figure out the muscles and kind of draw them however you want. So whenever I'm trying to practice, I usually just pull up a photo, I'll go through the motions, get my sketch up, and I'll look deeply once I have the body shape up at the muscles. I'll look at the muscles and try to imitate what I see. After you're done with all the cleaning up, then you should have a body. Now I'm going to show you how to practice this exercise. So of course you want to start out with your circles, and then you got your first head here. Then you want to move down to the shoulders. You want to find where the legs are going to start, and then I just go ahead and start drawing from the feet and adding everything else in. And this is just practice. You're just sketching. You don't want to make sure it's perfect or anything. You kind of just want to practice where everything goes, and also try to figure out what looks best for you and your style. And once you get the exercise down, you can just keep on practicing side by side. And I usually do this in my sketchbook. A helpful tip you can use is that the body is usually about 3 heads wide. So that's including the torso and the arms and the shoulders too. So as you can see, you know, you can literally just draw 3 of the same size head, and that should be how wide your body can be. And depending on how old or what kind of person you're drawing, you can change that up. And now we have a third little mannequin sketched up. Once you get the exercise down, you should be able to just start drawing these out and making mannequins and having blank canvases that allow you to be creative and make them into whoever you want them to be. So now here at the end of the video, I'm hoping you're able to make a blank canvas a lot like this one here. If you followed along with the video, I hope you had a good time. And also, please don't worry about how your drawings look. You know, you're just sketching, you're trying to get used to the motions and used to drawing these shapes. So it might take some time to make these figures look good. However, once you get it down, you'll be able to make a blank canvas just like this one and let your creativity flow. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if I can help you with anything else.